Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. So as some of you might know, I'm the director of VDF as well as the editor of Dance Informer magazine. A big thank you to the Dance Informer team that helps get all these things together for VDF and for Dance Teacher Refresh. And also a huge thank you to our VDF major sponsors who are Energetics, hence we're Energetics VDF. It's always so much fun working with them. And then Dancesurance and Showworks, like flooring, bars, mirrors. There are two major sponsors for our teacher event, which is called Vitality. And they help, just sponsor all the different things we do for dance teachers. So big shout out to them while we just wait for people to jump in. So I'll just do a little bit of an intro. So Sally has been running her dance businesses for over 2 decades. She's a dance teacher and a studio owner. And she's always had a real knack for creativity and marketing and communications and business management. So she decided years ago to start specialising in guiding dance studio clients in how to use social media. And now, as things are progressing even more, how to make the most of artificial intelligence, AI, which is a whole new thing for all of us, isn't it? So she is the owner and founder of SP Digital Marketing, the Dance Resource Hub, and Social Systems Academy for dance studios. So she has so much to share today. She's actually joining us from her new home in WA. So Sally, jump on in and off you go. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, can you see me and hear me okay?
I think they can. We've had some stuff going on. Yes, yep.
Okay, great.
Yes, hi Sally.
Okay, awesome. So I am going to share my screen. Okay, so what we're looking at today is stepping up on social media and driving your dance studio growth with AI and social media. So any of you who don't know me, my name's Sally. I actually purchased my first dance studio in 1999. Which feels weird to say now, but that was my first dance studio. It was a small studio, 50 kids, run out of a guide hall in Elwood, actually, in Victoria. And over the next few years, I grew it and expanded it, and then bought a second school in country Victoria in Sale and Bairnsdale. And so grew that studio that business to 3 locations and over 1,200 students. And then a couple of years later, sold the businesses, so split them, sold them off as 2 separate businesses, and moved to Sydney to work with a company called costumebox.com. And we launched Costume Box Recital, which was a wholesale dance costume company. And that was probably my biggest exposure, or my first big exposure to social media and digital marketing. That business in its first year did over $1 million in revenue. Within a couple of years, I moved out of that business and moved into my own drop shipping dance wholesale costume business with Creations by Chi Chi Australia. And that was run off my laptop and only using social media for promotions. I then relocated to Queensland, remote outback Queensland, and opened a dance retail store and opened a new studio. That studio, within 2.5 years, grew to 600 students, and was at the point where it was 80% full all the time, only using social media and digital marketing strategies. Then COVID. So once COVID came along, I really kind of assessed where I was at and realized my passion for digital marketing and for helping other dance studio owners to achieve success in their own studios was my North Star. That's where I wanted to focus my efforts, and here we are. Okay, what are we going to look at today? So we're going to talk about why social media matters for dance studios, what the return on investment is, and I get asked about this a lot, whether it's worth it, organic versus paid content, what the difference is and why you need both, reach and engagement, and again, what it is, what it means, lead campaigns, which are my favorite way to utilize paid advertising. We're going to look at ChatGPT, which is an AI tool for copywriting. We're going to look at landing pages, which is one of my favorite things for dance studios to use, And we're going to look at Midjourney, which is an AI image creating tool. Okay, so here's where I want to start, which is, what are your thoughts around using social media for your studio growth? And what I found over time, there's kind of three camps. Number one, you've tried it and decided it doesn't work for your studio. Number two, you get that it's important, but you've had mixed results in the past and you don't have the time or money to invest in it, or you just don't believe on the return on investment. Or number three, you know it works, you're using it and you're nailing it. So let me know in the comments which one are you, 1, 2, or 3. I personally have been all of these at one point or another in my business journey. And it really depends on what season of your business you're in. I know that if you're not in a season to invest time and money into social media, you're probably just throwing mud at a wall and hoping something works. So it's really coming down to, what are the things that work in the least amount of time with the least amount of money. Okay, so let me know if any of this sounds familiar. Social media feels just another thing to do. Mostly I'm just posting on the fly because I know I'm supposed to be putting something out there, but it feels more like an obligation than an opportunity. I outsource my studio social media to a student or a teacher so that I just don't have to think about it. I've tried paid ads, but they don't really do anything to get new students in the doors. So these are the exact things I've heard from studio owners in the past, and I completely get it. Here's what I want to challenge you on though: mindset. And if you haven't stumbled across mindset as a game changer for your business in the past, be aware it's probably 50% of what will create success in your business. So I want you to think about it like this. If you are an expert tap teacher, tap is your thing, you know it, you can teach it without thinking about it. You could probably wing it teaching ballet if you knew nothing about ballet. You probably wing it for a couple of classes. But then the question is, do you know the foundations of teaching ballet? Do you know how to break down the technical elements of what you're teaching? Can you confidently give corrections that you will know will pay off in real improvement into the future for your students? And can you create a yearly teaching plan that delivers actual results? So that question of, you know what you know, and I get it, you know your studio, you love your business. And I also know that dance studio owners are the ultimate jack of all trade business owners. And for the most part, if we don't know how to do something, we figure it out. But the thing with mastering social media and digital marketing, it can be like mastering a completely new style of dance that you've never tried before. But there are ways of honing in, especially for dance studios, on specific parts of social media and digital marketing that will have a big impact for your business. And in a minute, we'll have a look at a few of the free things you can be doing right now to boost your social media and your visibility online. So let's talk about return on investment. And return on investment, or ROI, is really, what do you get back for the time and money that you're putting into social media marketing? And for me, being visible online is the base of your top of mind marketing strategy. And that is what sets you apart from your competitors. And when I talk about competitors, I don't just mean other dance studios. I mean gymnastics, music lessons, drama and art classes, soccer, netball, you know, the list is endless, but it's any kind of recurring out of school time activity that kids, or if you focus on adults are paying for. So the return on investment for you is, if someone new comes to your area and they ask a friend, what's the best thing for kids to do here, that person recommends your business, even if they've never been a customer of yours, because of your top of mind marketing strategy, because you have been so visible and you have been so good in communicating what sets you apart from your competition, that people who have not even been a customer of yours are able to recommend you. That's the return on investment, especially for your organic or your free content that you're putting out there. Okay, so I've used the word organic a couple of times. What is organic content? It's the free stuff you put out. So it's any content that you haven't directly paid a social platform to promote. And so the next question is, Why is it important? Why does it matter? So there are real compounding effects to having a well-planned organic content strategy. And please don't let those words overwhelm you. It's just about having a plan for the free stuff that you put on social media. Because consistently, and I don't mean think quality over quantity, think consistently as is for your business, maybe once a week. It doesn't need to be 4 times a day, but consistently producing engaging content creates momentum for your business, and it drives higher reach and deeper engagement over time. That allows you to train the social media algorithm to show your content and your business to more of the right people, so potential customers, and that then supercharges your top of mind marketing results. I did just mention reach and engagement, so I just want to touch on what that means. Reach is how many people see your posts in their newsfeed. Engagement is how many people interact with that content. So let me just say that again. Reach is how many people see your stuff. Engagement is how many people interact with your stuff. And understanding those two things is really important because they measure how many people see your business in social media and how meaningful those interactions are. It's how you measure that return on investment for your top of mind marketing strategy on social media. Okay, I did mention a few things that you can be doing right now. So let's look at those. These are free strategies that I would suggest that you are doing pretty consistently. So conversation starters. These are one of my favorite things to boost your engagement on social media and then your reach. And it's just a really simple question. And it's all about your customer, not about your business. So just keep that in mind. But it could be as simple as, where's the best place to get a good coffee? And if you're putting this on Facebook, you don't have to get fancy. You don't have to design anything. It's literally just text with a colored background. It could be, who's seen the Barbie movie? What did you think? But you're asking a question that is relevant to your audience that they're likely to respond to. And then the key is to interact with those responses. And I'm not sure if you've ever noticed this, but sometimes on Facebook, you'll see a post because your friend has commented on the post. That's what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to boost your reach and your engagement to a similar audience by increasing that engagement within your platform. It will also teach those platforms to start showing your content to more people who are similar to the people who are engaging with your content. So that's the power of getting, of boosting that engagement rate, of boosting the interactions on your content. One of the other things you can do is what I call social media community building. So what I mean by that is in your Facebook page feed or on Instagram, in your business profile feed, interact with posts from businesses similar to yours. And even better, businesses who have a similar audience to you. So that could be other dance studios. Again, it's all those competitive businesses I talked about before, drama classes, art classes, netball, but like their posts, let them know that's a great idea. Wow, that's amazing. And again, check in with your mindset. Don't worry what anyone thinks about it. You're doing it to boost your business. So those interactions with businesses similar to yours is again teaching the algorithm who to send your content to. Another thing that I think is a game changer is upping your reviews. And this is something I do with my one-to-one social media clients all the time, is we always start with a review campaign and start with Google. So all it is sending out a really simple email to your list. Can you do me a favor? It should be a subject. And then very, very simple in the email. Can you do me a really quick favor? I'd love more people to know about the great things we do at your dance studio. Can you please leave us a review? And then put the link for the review on Google. Don't put multiple places. So start with just Google. And then maybe 3 months later, do it again for Facebook. So make it like a quarterly campaign that ups your reviews. Then the magic comes in, respond to every review. And again, I'm going to challenge your mindset, positive and negative reviews. Make sure you respond to all of them, because your response to a review is a huge opportunity for you to do a few things. So I talk about keywords a lot with my clients and with my dance studio owner members of my membership. Any opportunity to put keywords on the digital world gets your business seen more. So when you respond to a review, of course, start with thank you, whether it's positive or negative. Thank you for taking the time to leave me that feedback. And then you want to promote what you do and use keywords. So at Sally School of Dancing, we really take pride in looking after our students and making sure our dance classes located in Geraldton, which is where I currently live, really focus on building self-belief in our students. Just use that opportunity to leave a story for the person who looks at the reviews. You'd be amazed at how many people are looking at your reviews to assess your business before buying. So these are 3 things you can do right now to bump your organic social media. Okay, let's look at organic versus paid. So your organic, your free content is all about encouraging interactions. Your paid content is about turbocharging your visibility to the right people. So that organic content is what we call top of funnel content. So that's for people who don't know about you, don't know what you do, don't know what the problem is that you solve. That's your top of funnel. So it's lots of entertaining content, inspirational content, educational content. But it's more about your customer and less about your business. That's what your organic or your free content is about. Then your paid content is the content that offers immediate visibility and precise targeting to potential customers. So they're your warm, that's your warm people who are ready to buy or who know their own problem. They're problem aware. So they know that they're looking for an activity for their kids. They know what sort of studio they want to go to, or they know what sort of business they want to interact with, and you're targeting them directly. So that is the difference between the free content you're putting out and the paid content you're putting out. This then takes me into paid campaigns, and I get asked a lot by dance studio owners where to start with paid advertising. My suggestion is always to start with lead campaigns. So the truth is, with paid advertising, you have to train your ads account. You have to train your ads account, you have to train the social media platform, and you have to train the algorithm over time on who to show your ads to. It won't know the first time you set up a paid ad. And that's why I think I mentioned earlier, sometimes the feedback I get from studio owners is, I've tried paid ads, they don't work. And my question is, what type of campaigns have you tried? Over what time period? What have you tested? And usually it's just, I boosted a post for 10 days. And can I pro tip right now, stop boosting posts. Boosting posts wastes your money. You want targeted campaigns set up in Ads Manager with a target either on an audience, on a creative, or on messaging. And if you want to know more about that sort of stuff, please reach out. I'm happy to help. But this is where I always start, lead campaigns. And in fact, for dance studio owners and for dance studios, right now is the perfect time to start investing in lead campaigns, because it trains your Ads Manager account who to show your promotional ad campaigns to coming into the start of 2024. So the work that you're putting in now not only builds your email list, which is what a lead campaign is, but it's training the social media platforms and your ads account on who to show your promotional ads for 2024 to coming into the end of the year and the start of next year. Okay, so I just want to touch back on those lead campaigns. So just going a little bit deeper on lead campaigns. Lead campaigns are designed to get email addresses from people. So you are giving something for free in order to get an email address from someone who is likely to buy from you. So when I talk about something free, we often refer to that as a lead magnet, because it's something that attracts a lead to you. And it could be, let's say you're trying to get more preschool students in. It could be colouring in pages. It could be a guide for parents, how to get your toddler or how to get your preschooler to skip in 5 easy steps. If you're trying to get more acro students in, it could be a tutorial on how to nail the perfect cartwheel. If it's ballet students, it could be a free ballet activity pack. And I always go for digital. It has to be a digital thing that you're giving away so that you can create it once and give it away lots of times. So things like tutorials, downloadables, things like that are ideal. And then the more time you give to testing and optimizing these lead campaigns, the better they'll perform and the better your future ads will perform for you. So if you start doing this now, if you start working on lead campaigns now, your ads account will be primed for really good results and great conversions coming into 2024. Pro tip, and again, this is because I've worked with so many studios now, when you are looking at doing promotions for 2024, focus on adding value rather than discounting price. So rather than 15% off all our tap classes or 2-for-1s, instead of that kind of discounted mentality, add value. And again, think digital products or digital add-ons. So you might have a promotion for ballet and it is starts with the term of ballet classes or ballet tuition. And then it has free tutorial on, not free, tutorial on creating the perfect ballet bun, value $37. Downloadable ballet activity pack, value $27. And you have all these digital things that you include. And then you go to the bottom and get all of this for only, and it's the price of the tuition. So you have not discounted what you're selling, but you've added value for the customer. It's one of the ways that will set you apart from your competition. Okay, let's talk about AI. So ChatGPT is something that you either love it or you hate it, or you just don't know enough on how to use it well. I'm not going to go into heaps of detail here, but first of all, I want to look at ways you can use it. So you can plan so much of your content so quickly with ChatGPT. And really, I use it as the ultimate brainstorming tool. So it is the way that I brainstorm pretty much everything I need to write. It can define your target audience and create buying personas for you. And where that's important is in your targeted advertising. You can brainstorm those lead magnet ideas and to a point, create them in ChatGPT. You can get it to write captions for you, and especially for your paid advertising campaigns. It can write your emails and newsletters. If you've ever received an email that you're not sure how to respond to calmly, it's a really great way to come up with an email response. Creating your website and landing page copy, drafting concert programs, and honestly, so much more. It's really endless. So after today's session, you'll get a link in an email to get a copy of these slides. And on there is this. It's a bonus ChatGPT prompt guide. And the prompt is the thing that you type into ChatGPT for it to give you what you want. So I'm just going to show you that quickly. So this is it. And it's really simple. You would just copy this, and where I've got in capital your studio name, you put in your studio name. And this is the question I usually start with for anything I'm creating in ChatGPT, something that looks like this. So for example, I want to create 3 months of social media content ideas for my dance studio business called Sally Studio of Dancing. Please ask me 10 questions that will help you to understand my business. Then it will ask you, then you write those things to teach it a bit about your business. And don't get overwhelmed. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about rewriting it. Literally just brain dump it all out and feed it back in. And then these are follow-up questions, and these will give you so much really great information. And rather than me going through it in detail right now, what I've done is I've actually pre-done all of this and created a chat and put here a link to that chat. So that will look like this. So this literally shows you the questions in that prompt guide and what ChatGPT spat out for me so that you can see how it works. But you can use those prompts in ChatGPT yourself to create information for your business. So that's for free in the slides when you get them. Let me go back to the slides. So while we're talking, I touched on landing pages a couple of times already, and I just want to talk briefly about why I think landing pages are a game changer for studios. So one of the things I often see dance studios doing is when they run a promotion, and especially when they do paid advertising, the link often goes to a registration page in their customer relationship management software. So whether that's Dance Studio Pro or Jackrabbit or something like that, it takes new customers to that as their first point of contact. Or it'll take them to a contact us page, or it'll take it to their website homepage. And then it's up to that person to navigate how to buy the dance classes they're looking for. So what that does is it creates lots of questions, lots of things to read, time, lots of clicks, and often people will just leave before they purchase anything. What we want to do is make it easy for customers to pay you. That's where landing pages come in. So you want that landing page to be a well-designed place that reduces friction, reduces clicks and time, and streamlines the buying experience for a customer, guiding them effortlessly from interest to enrollment. You want to give them the best chance to buy. And I have an example here. I often use Canva for landing pages. So I just want to show you one that I created recently for someone who was running a Frozen holiday workshop. And these images are AI, and we'll get into that in a second, but just keep your eye on that. So this is created in Canva. So if I close this preview, I just want you to see typical Canva looking interface here. And then if I preview it as a web page, this is how it looks. And then what I do with clients who use these is we create a payment link in Stripe or in PayPal, and all these buttons are connected to that payment link. So let me just take you through what this looks like. So this is literally how a web page would look for something that's created in Canva. And that's just very specific. All the Book Now buttons would take you directly to a payment page. So you're just reducing the amount of clicks, and you're taking people to a page where they're being convinced that what you're offering is a great solution for them. So that's just an idea for you for creating a space to get people to buy faster. Now, I did just talk about AI images, and that's what we're going to talk about now. Midjourney has quickly become one of my favorite things to use, although I will warn you, if you want to give it a go, it can be a rabbit hole and you can get lost in it for quite some time. So this is an example of the type of images that I've created in Midjourney. None of these kids are real kids. And I first started looking at this when a dance studio owner said to me that they had decided that they did not want to use photos of their own students. For privacy reasons, they just said, no, my policy is I'm not using images or videos of my own students in my marketing. But I feel like that's really restricted me on having great content on social media. So this is where I dove into Midjourney. And again, warning, because it's all people, you have to be really careful that they've got the right amount of fingers and toes and even sometimes the right amount of limbs. And things like this, getting ballet shoes on their feet has taken me a lot of trial and error, and even getting diversity. So you have to ask ChatGPT to give you diversity in these images. Otherwise, it will give you kids that all look the same. So this probably down here is what it will normally give you. And you have to ask for diversity in the images it's producing. So one of the other things I've put in here is a prompt guide. So this just gives you an idea of the kind of prompts I use in Midjourney. And I'll quickly show you that. Okay, so this is the type of prompt I would use to get an image like this. So I've asked it for the type of image. I want an ultra realistic photo of a group of 5-year-old happy girls of different ethnic backgrounds. That's the thing I have to put in that prompt to make sure it gives me a diverse range of people in the image. dressed in a variety of bright pink dance outfits. Now, this is where this can be great for branding. If your color is blue, you can make sure that everyone's dressed in blue. So this can be really good for branding. I had to ask for short skirts because I was constantly getting long to the floor dance outfits on the kids that were coming out. And ballet shoes. I've had to be very specific to ask for ballet shoes, although ballet shoes on their feet, otherwise those ballet shoes could be anywhere. In a big dance studio in daylight. So making sure that you put time of day helps your images. These girls love to dance. So that's what I put into Midjourney, and this is the type of image it came out with. So I've put a few other different ones in here just so you can see the type of images it gave me and the prompts I used for it. And that guide is free with the slides when you get those. Okay, so key takeaways about what I've talked about so far today. Utilize those organic strategies first. Progress to strategic paid advertising, starting with a lead campaign. Use landing pages. It seriously will get you higher sales conversion. And if you're planning now, which I'm guessing most of you are for 2024, this is really something to start looking at right now. Increase value, don't discount. Use ChatGPT to brainstorm. And I will just add to that, very rarely, and I would say never, do I copy something that ChatGPT has produced for me and paste it directly into any kind of advertising, social media, or websites. I always take it out and then make sure my own voice is heard in there. Otherwise, it will use a vocabulary that is not relevant to my audience or my business. And Deb and I were chatting kind of before today. I was saying when I had my studio in Melbourne, I actually hired a social media manager at one point to help me kind of promote my business, but they knew nothing about the dance industry and it actually hurt my business. So when you are using an AI tool to create copy for you, make sure you go back and really look at it with a dance lens, and not necessarily from your business owner lens, but from your customer. What words would they use to talk about their children? What words would they use to talk about the problems they want to solve? To really think about that. And then trying AI images to boost your brand and avoid privacy concerns. Now, I do have another little gift for you when you get these slides. 3, in fact. So I've put in here these free coloring pages, so you can use those for a lead magnet lead campaign. They're free for you to use. I've put in some free AI dance images. Again, you can use them right now. And this one, which has been big over the last couple of months, a free security checklist. And this brings me back to, if you look for me on Facebook, I currently have 2 profiles because I was hacked a couple of months ago. The black and white profile is the real me. The color profile, I am literally, and no word of a lie, literally daily emails with Facebook about trying to secure that profile and get back into it. It's been a journey, I tell you, but I have had contact from lots of studio owners about being hacked. And here's my number 1 tip. Facebook or Meta will never send you a message if there's a problem. So if you get a message in Messenger or in your business manager account, it's not real. So immediately report and delete. The only way that Meta will contact you is either an in-app notification or an email. However, if you do get an email, check that the sender is legitimate before you click any links in that email. But those messages, which the scammers are just producing at volume at the moment, report and delete immediately every time, because that's how they get access to your account. Okay, calming down. It's been a frustrating journey, and I've had a couple of studio owners who have had an equally frustrating journey, but that's free for you as well. Okay, so questions. I'm going to take the screen share off in case anyone's got any questions for me.
Thank you, Sally. Wow, there's a lot to digest there, isn't there? That's amazing. I was like furiously writing notes myself. That was brilliant.
Yeah, so honestly, if and again, at the end of the slides is links to contact me. If you have any issues about security or quick questions you want answers to, I'm happy to help anytime. So please do not hesitate to reach out.
So with ChatGTP, I've had a bit of a play with it myself, but for those who haven't, how do they get to ChatGTP?
Yeah, so it's if you can just Google it, but it's through a piece of software called OpenAI, and they've created a few other AI tools, and ChatGPT is their most popular one. But if you go to OpenAI, you can get a free account, so you don't have to pay for it, whereas Midjourney you do have to pay for. But that's how you get onto it. I did just notice there's another question here. Where do those landing pages sit? So in Canva, you can actually publish that landing page directly from Canva, and it will come up with a link for you. So it will create a link, or you can create a subdomain link in whoever does your domain hosting, and you can put your own customized subdomain link on it. Again, if you want to do that and you have questions, feel free to reach out. More than happy to help. But if you set it up as a landing page in Canva, when you design it, it will have its own URL, and you can literally send people directly to that URL as your landing page. Can you be specific for AI images to state they need to be wearing your studio uniform? Not really. So there is a couple of ways around this, and I'm actually working with a couple of my members at the moment. So you can ask it to do colors, definitely. You can superimpose your logo onto what they're wearing. So I've got one client at the moment who's asked me to create some AI images of kids with plain white t-shirts so that she can put her logo directly onto that. So that's what we're doing for her at the moment. The other thing you can try, although I haven't had much success with it, but you never know because the results are different for everybody, is you can actually upload some images and ask it to use those as a reference to create images for you. It won't create the same uniform. It just won't, but they will be based on the same colors and style. But again, it may take some time. You have to train it like any AI platform. And again, watch fingers and toes.
That's really funny.
Oh, the amount of images that have come out, and I've gone, oh, that is so good. It's perfect. And then I've zoomed in and gone, nope, 6 fingers, can't use it.
That's so funny, because you wouldn't think, you'd look at it and go, oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, let's use that. And then yeah, you might notice a month later, hang on, she doesn't have a foot. Yeah.
Or their foot's the wrong way. It's at a weird angle. You're like, no.
That's so funny. Is there any other questions there about either AI use or social media or just marketing in general, really?
Doesn't look like it. Oh, here we go. Where do you find lead campaigns work best? What do you mean where? Oh, Facebook, Insta, both. Depends on your audience. So if you find that the majority of your audience is the most active on Instagram, use it there. I tend to set up my campaigns so that I choose the platforms where I want the ads to show, what's called in your ads manager the placement, where you want those ads placed. And then the way I set up my campaign budget, it will allocate the budget to where it's getting the best results. So if you set up those ad campaigns correctly, the budget will be spent where Meta, Facebook and Instagram, sees the best results, the best bang for buck. And in that case, you don't have to decide where those lead ads work best in Facebook or Insta. It will decide for you. But also, while I'm just spinning in my head more answers to your question, this is why I don't boost posts. Really important to set up your ad campaigns correctly in Ads Manager. And honestly, it's a whole other session on how to set up ads correctly. But that's where you want to set it up to get the best results. Where boosting, it feels like you're getting a lot of eyeballs on what you've boosted. There's every chance a lot of those eyeballs are not the right people for your content, and they may not be converting people. And what you want is people who are going to pay you money, essentially. Ads Manager is what's in the back end of your Facebook account. So if you go into Meta Business Suite, and then from there, you should be able to get to your Business Manager account and your Ads Manager account. Again, feel free to contact me if you want more information about how you set that up and where you set that up. But to do your ads correctly, you want to set up your Business Manager account in Meta, Facebook, and your Ads Manager account.
And we'll be sending an email to everyone after this with the slides, those amazing AI tools that you showed and the examples, as well as a video of this as well. So if you want to rewatch and say, oh, what did Sally say about this? You'll have the video there. And so you'll get all of those tools, and we'll also send you Sally's contact details. So if you do have questions, yes, Natalie, my head is spinning too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overwhelm, but once I get in, I really get in.
No, but it's such an evolving world too. That's what Sally and I were talking about before. It's such an evolving world, social media, and now we've got AI to add on to that. And it's exciting because there's lots of possibilities, but it's making the most of them and knowing what you're doing. But yeah, we'll be sending all of the information, videos, slides, links, everything, Sally's contact after this too. So please do reach out to her and ask questions and make the most of this, because it's so helpful. So thank you so much, Sally, for your time today.
No worries, my pleasure.
Well, thank you, guys. We'll send that email out within the week, and we will be having another Dance Teacher Refresh at the end of next month. And we have a special guest from the US joining us for that one. So we'll be announcing very, very soon. And yeah, just huge thanks, Sally. That was so mind-boggling and so informative and exciting. I actually want to jump on now and try and see what AI pictures I can create.
Just be warned, it is definitely a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I can imagine, but a bit of fun. So thank you. And hopefully we'll see all you guys next month at the end of the month for our next Dance Teacher Refresh. So thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.